Hey, Coach Kim here, stopping by Periscope with a lunchtime tip of the day. It's a little bit past lunchtime, but for those of you that don't know me, I am Coach Kim, and I am the CEO and facilitator of the group Empowered Living, where you can live above anything that has rendered you powerless by faith in God and faith in yourself. All right, today's tip is this. You have got to decide, do you want bitterness to flow out of your life, or do you want beauty to flow out of your life? I have encountered so many people that say it's too hard to do the work after you've been hurt. It's too hard to do all that. I'm just going to go back to my usual, my normal, or they sit and they're stuck. All right. Now, I believe that I can help anyone who is in this place. Why? Because I've walked it out myself. But I have 3 things that I believe that I will help you today. Number 1, you've got to decide. Do I want the bitterness or do I want the beauty? Now, I know the bitterness feels good. Let me turn this around. Now, I know the bitterness feels good. It feels good to the flesh. It feels good to feel like you have a reason and you have a right to be upset, to be mad, all of those things. But guess what? At the end of the day, that's all you're going to be left with is your right. You have to ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be righteous? And what I mean when I say that is, if you want to be right, fine. Be right, not taking that away from you. And it doesn't excuse anyone that's hurt you or harmed you in any way. It doesn't excuse maybe some mistakes that you made yourself. But guess what? You have got to choose. You have got to decide. Do I want bitterness to flow out of my life, or do I want beauty? Hey, welcome. Or do I want beauty to flow out of my life? Which one is it going to be? And that takes a hard decision. Like in traffic, you got to make a hard right or a hard left. That takes a hard decision. So number 1, you have got to decide, am I going to be authentic? Am I going to be real? And am I going to allow beauty to flow out of my life? Now, I'm not saying that's going to be easy. It will take some work. You've got to do some soul work in your mind. You got to renew your mind. In your emotions, you got to put your emotions at bay. All right. Now, God did give us our emotions for a reason. They're there for a reason. They're there to alert us. They're there to warn us. They're there as a signal to say, hey, ouch, that hurts. I need to fix that. Okay. But you have got to learn to put those emotions at bay and make sound decisions. Am I going to live out of beauty or bitterness? And I hopped on today because a young lady said, it's too hard. It's too hard. I'm telling you, you can do it. After 20 years of marriage and moving into transition after transition after transition, trying to find my way. Let me tell you, it is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very hard. But guess what? You can do it. I did it. How? By faith in God and faith in myself. By saying I can do it. I can do this. Even if that meant every day waking up saying, you know what? Take a deep breath. You can do this, even if you take one small step towards your wholeness, towards your journey to wholeness. All right. So be authentic, be real, make that decision towards your wholeness. Because situations can have a tendency to make you hard and untrusting. And what you don't want to do is stay in that place where you become hard and untrusting. Otherwise, and we're going to move into number 2, you will miss the divine, come on now, somebody, you will miss the divine connections that God has in place and ready to go for you in this season, in this hour. You don't want to miss this, and bitterness will block that flow. All right. It will block the flow of those divine connections coming into your life to help you push your vision forward, push your business forward. All right. Push your relationships forward. So you don't want to be stuck in a place of bitterness where you're not going anywhere. You're just spinning your wheels because you want to be right. It takes faith to say, yes, God, make me whole. It takes faith. You remember the woman who reached out. She had the issue of blood and she reached out, but it was what she said within herself. And Jesus told her, he said, it's your faith that made you whole. It's your faith. So faith in God and faith in yourself can bring you to a place of wholeness, and God will walk you through that. So listen, be discerning, be very discerning. Hey, everybody can have access to your life as you're walking out your journey to wholeness. Know that. Ask God to give you discernment so you know who can have a front seat and who needs to take a back seat. Doesn't mean you don't like them or you hate them or whatever, but you need those connections in your life that are going to make what's on the inside of you leap. Okay. You need those connections that are going to help you push forward and you can help them push forward. All right. Those divine connections. Last thing before I hop off here is this. I've been doing some retail therapy this afternoon as I am in Seattle. So last thing before I hop off, you're going to be discerning about those divine connections. Now, there came a time in my journey where I was upset with God because I didn't understand what was going on. Why is all of this happening to me? You know, why me? Why is all this happening to me? Well, I learned how to stop asking why and start asking how, which is more empowering. How can I be better? How can I do better? How can I look at this differently? Okay. So the last thing is this. I was upset with God. I was upset with myself, upset with different people because I didn't understand, but because I was only standing under my own wisdom. You're going to have to open up your mind. You're going to have to open up your mind. All right, to new perspectives and new concepts. Maybe somebody has walked that out before you and they know what it feels like, what it looks like. All right. And they've gained wisdom in the area where you are. Take that wisdom. Don't just stand under your own wisdom. And it's easy to do. Let me tell you, you can say, hey, you know what? I got this all figured out. I don't need any help. I don't need to hear anybody else. I don't need to listen to anybody else's Periscope. But guess what? We all need to renew our mind. All right. So get into that place and that space, your place with God, your spiritual place with God. Let him talk to you. Let him speak to you. Let him heal you. Let him touch you in those places that you have just refused to open up to him. Okay. Let him do that. And I'm telling you, as you allow God to do that, and as you choose beauty over bitterness, as you choose beauty over bitterness, I'm going to tell you right now what I'm experiencing. You're going to experience a greater self-confidence. It's just going to blanket you. It's going to blanket you, a greater self-confidence. You're not going to be so concerned about what other people think about you. You're going to be able to open up and flow in your gifting. All right. Your finances are going to open up. You're going to be more clear about what you want your money to do for you. You're going to be open to new friendships, but you're also going to be more discerning about who is not to be befriended at this time, or who is not to have access to you. Because let me tell you something, on your journey to wholeness, you will encounter things that are familiar that will try to come back to see just where you are. People, places, things, experiences, all right, that you will experience to say, hey, I wonder if they will let me back in. Let me tell you something. Pass the test. Pass the test. Keep walking into your beauty. Keep walking into your wholeness. You don't want to waste time dealing with familiar things and familiar spirits that you've already conquered. Keep moving forward. Bless people and keep moving forward. Forgive people and keep moving forward to come into this place of beauty that God has for you. Because when you're walking in this place of beauty, now you've untied God's hands and you are open to receive the bountiful blessings of God that he has for you in this season, this hour. So don't miss out on that. Okay. All right. This is Coach Kim again. Quick reset for those of you that don't know me. My name is Coach Kim. The name of my business is Empowered Living. I've authored 2 books. One is On the Brink of a Breakthrough. The other is Bridge to Breakthrough. Bridge to Breakthrough is a workbook. It's a self-help workbook where you can walk through the very pointed questions in your own private time to help you break. It gives you a bridge to breakthrough. A lot of times we look at breakthrough as an isolated incident. It's not. Once you start asking yourself these questions, you'll begin to have breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. So I encourage you, if you need a breakthrough, go to Amazon.com, get my book On the Brink of a Breakthrough, get the workbook Bridge to Breakthrough, and finally experience breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. All right. It's a mindset change. It's a paradigm shift that you don't want to miss. So I will talk to you soon. This is Coach Kim. God bless you and thank you for joining in. Bye-bye.